Did you know that World War II was the most widespread war in history with more than 100 million people from over 30 countries involved? This war was not confined to a single region or continent but spun a global web of conflict and chaos. It was a colossal clash of ideologies, stretching from the icy Eastern Front, where the Soviets battled the Axis powers, to the sun-drenched islands of the Pacific Theater, where American forces grappled with the Japanese Empire. This war was a global narrative written in blood and steel in which millions of lives were irrevocably impacted, cities were leveled, families torn apart, and entire nations were reshaped by the crucible of conflict. The enormity of the war was such that its echoes are still felt today, in the geopolitical landscape, in our collective memory, and in the lessons we continue to learn. The sheer scale of World War II is beyond comprehension, affecting countless lives and shaping the world as we know it. The Second World War, a cataclysmic event, was rife with various themes that continue to resonate today. This global conflict, reaching from the Pacific to the Atlantic, from the Arctic to Africa, was not merely a military confrontation, but a war of ideologies, a technological revolution, and a dark chapter in human rights history. The ideological struggle was a key element of the war, fought between the democracies of the Allies, the fascism of the Axis, and the communism of the Soviet Union. This was not just a fight for territory or power, but a battle for the very soul of humanity. Democracy, with its emphasis on individual rights and freedoms, stood in stark contrast to the totalitarian regimes of fascism and communism, which sought to suppress individuality in favor of the state. The war also marked a significant turning point in the role of technology in warfare. The introduction of nuclear weapons forever changed the landscape of conflict, heralding a new era where the destructive power of a single bomb could obliterate entire cities. The development of radar, jet engines, and advances in medical science too, had a profound impact on the conduct and outcome of the war. But perhaps the most chilling theme of the Second World War centers around human rights. The Holocaust, a systematic, state-sponsored genocide carried out by Nazi Germany, resulted in the murder of 6 million Jews, along with millions of other victims of Nazi persecution. This horrific event underscored the depths to which humanity can sink when hatred and prejudice are allowed to flourish unchecked. Each of these themes, the ideological struggle, the role of technology in warfare, and the violation of human rights, intertwine to form the complex tapestry of the Second World War. They serve as a stark reminder of the past and a warning for the future. World War II was not just a war but a clash of ideologies, a technological revolution, and a dark chapter in human rights history. As we look back on the Second World War, it's crucial to reflect on the lessons we've learned from this dark period in history. This was a time when the world was plunged into chaos, a time when the very fabric of humanity was tested. But from the ashes of this catastrophe, we gleaned valuable insights that continue to shape our world today. One of the most profound lessons was the importance of international cooperation. The war demonstrated how destructive isolationist policies could be. In response, nations around the globe banded together, forming the United Nations. This intergovernmental organization was created with the aim of fostering international peace and security, promoting social progress, better living standards, and human rights. It's a testament to the power of unity and cooperation, a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. But the war also taught us about the dangers of extreme ideologies. It showed us how easily hatred and fear can be manipulated, leading to unspeakable atrocities. It underscored the importance of safeguarding human rights, of ensuring that every individual is treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted by the United Nations in 1948, is a direct response to the horrors witnessed during the war. It's a reminder that we must always strive to uphold the principles of justice, equality, and non-discrimination. Lastly, the war highlighted the need for constant vigilance. We must never forget the cost of complacency, the price of turning a blind eye to injustice. We must always be ready to stand up against tyranny, to fight for what's right. Because peace is not a given, it's something we must actively strive for. World War II taught us that peace is not a given, it's something we must actively strive for. We must remember the past, not to dwell on it, but to learn from it. To ensure that such horrors never occur again, we must be vigilant, compassionate, and united.